A very good afternoon to each and every one of you. A warm welcome to the Naspers AGM luncheon. Now, my name is Ilana Afrika Bredenkamp. I'm a radio and television presenter. Apparently, I'm well known for being a style icon and having fun with people and also enjoying meetings like this. So it's a real honor for me to tie things together today as your MC. But as I welcome everyone in this room, I would also like to welcome to stage Mr. Bob van Dijk, Chief Executive of Naspers, to say a few words. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
So there's many things that I absolutely love about the AGM lunch. What is the worst thing is always I get introduced by somebody who outclasses me, is better dressed, more entertaining and better looking. So it's a tough start, I must say. But I want to welcome everybody here today. Really pleased to have you all here. We have our entire board here today, the Naspers board. Wave your hand. Really happy to have you all here. They just delivered an excellent annual general meeting. Thanks for that. It's appreciated. We have the Media24 board, not entirely here, but largely. Wave as well. Sally, wave. Johan, wave. Rachel, wave. Great. We also have a number of previous Phil Weber winners here, and maybe we have so many. Wave quickly. I know you're here. Great to have you here. And I want to extend a special welcome to our illustrious former chairman, Ton Vosloo, who's sitting with his lovely wife Annette over there. Great to have you here. Thank you. So, what I usually do here is give a little bit of context for our results and talk a little bit about how our strategy has come together and what the results are. Koos asked me to halve the number of time I speak, so I'll be super brief. So what we do, we're basically an internet technology company by now, and we're a media company. And I think there has never in history been a more exciting moment to be a technology company. I think the opportunity is tremendous, but there's also a damn lot of competition. So that means that we need to be on our toes. And I think there's actually this expression you may know, that's the other big internet companies from the US, they're collectively referred to as FANG. Have you heard that before? So that's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And FANG, that sounds pretty ominous, and in this case that's absolutely true, because these companies are large. They're growing very, very, very quickly, and they'll eat everything that get in their claws. So the world is an exciting place. The world we're in is a very exciting place, but it's not an easy place. Competition is coming after us really, really hard. So actually the best example is our video entertainment business. And we are extremely proud with what Imtiaz, Julissa, and the team, and obviously Ferguson has achieved in the market, but there's tremendous competition, and that competition really is from Netflix. And the competition is from YouTube, and the competition is from Amazon. It's no longer coming from another local pay TV operator. The competition is much fiercer than it ever was, and we need to be appropriately paranoid to win. And I know that the team is that. Where's Imtiaz? Are you paranoid? Probably is. So in that context, I think tremendous opportunity, but also a lot to watch out for. We actually delivered, I think, what was a good set of results. They've been pretty well received. So. Our internet sector did really well. So we grew, we accelerated revenue growth from the year before, and actually quite hard, right? So the base grew substantially, but still we managed to grow faster from the larger base. And that's something that doesn't happen very often. It's actually pretty hard to do. So a huge compliment to the people from the internet segment for making that happen. I'm really proud of that. Also a big compliment to the people who run our pay TV business in South Africa. South Africa is not having an easy time, but that business performed basically, it fired on all cylinders. And I think there is so much competitive pressure, technology change, and a tough economy, to deliver that set of results is something that you should be extremely proud of. So if I can ask for a round of applause for the Naspers team. I think in sub-Saharan Africa, I know that Bront and team are here today. They're probably somewhere in Nigeria. But the sub-Saharan Africa has had a really tough time. Customers are really suffering, and as a result, we've suffered as well. I think one of the things that encourages me a lot is that over the last year, we've seen our user base grow very substantially again, and I think we're on the path to get that business back to where it should be, which is a very exciting growth business. And as Koos said at the AGM, I think the continent, Africa as a continent, has tremendous promise, and I'm really, really happy we're in that business, and very confident that we'll build something fantastic. So maybe a last word on one of our business that we hold near and dear, which is very well represented here today. It's probably about 40% of the group. It's our Media24 business. Now, I think there's trouble coming from several directions. I think Andre is smiling at me. He knows where it is, right? So you have a sector that's structurally challenged. Print is having a very tough time. It's not going to get easier. And you also have an economic environment which is pretty tough. And if you take that as a backdrop to see what a team has achieved in terms of stabilizing results, and at the same time investing in business like the one that Vincent runs in Spree, it's fantastic, right? So we are weathering a storm and still manage to invest in the future, which I think is exactly what a good company should do. So very proud of Media24, and also you can applaud for yourself. And I want to keep it brief, but I just wanted to highlight a few numbers to give you an idea on how we've performed as a group. So in the last year, our revenue growth was about 29% organically, if you strip everything out, and that's up from 22% a year before. Now, that's not easy to accelerate growth from a larger base, and I think that's something we should actually be quite proud of. It needs to be said that we have an exceptional asset in Tencent, and that's been performing tremendously well, and has helped us in that sense, together with all the other business that I mentioned before. It's been a good year. Our profitability grew even faster by about 61%, which is really an exceptional number. Don't expect it for next year. If we keep this up, we'll own the world, so that's probably not going to happen. But I think a lot of great results, and what I like in particular is that we managed at the same time to keep investing. It's not as if we achieved bigger profits by not investing in the future. So I think, again, it's a good balance between getting good results out of the business, but also investing in the future. And maybe finally, the point I like to make, and it's obvious, but I think my mother used to say that good stuff doesn't come by itself. Good stuff gets delivered by great people. And we have about 25,000 people around the world that work day and night and actually give their best that have made it happen. A good chunk of them are here today. I'm really happy with what you've done. And it's all because of you. So thanks a lot for a great year. That's worth applause.
Glen has played a pivotal role in 20 years that he served MultiChoice, and on very different sides of the business. He's always delivered great results, and he's always done that with great ethics and with a smile, which is very impressive.
He has made an enormous contribution to the group, from his Supersport days to the CEO of Mnet, to going overseas with MediaZone, closing that business down.
Glen's greatest strength is his unbelievably in-depth knowledge of the industry in which he works.
So long before everybody was talking about telling local stories in local languages, Glen was just getting on with it. He localized international reality formats, he brought Big Brother, he was here for the glory days of Survivor.
Big Brother came about, it was launched in Holland. I was against him doing it. Glen had the conviction of his ways, so much so that when he did it, he broke the internet when he put shower hour into open time.
He knows what he wants and he gets it done.
His reduction of programming costs, where he's actually negotiated down the cost that it runs into tens and even hundreds of millions of rand.
He's actually a great dancer, and he was always the first person on the dance floor.
He dances backwards and he like leans back like this and he like shuffles. No.
He dances like Mr. Bean.
No.
Mr. Bombastic, very fantastic.
What have I learned from my daughters? I've learned how important it is to give to each other and to be part of a family, as opposed to just being, you know, on your own and selfish. And that actually means more in many ways than what one gets from all these other more materialistic pursuits. They keep me grounded.
It's quite funny because he's trying to become a vegan. But we keep catching him buying biltong at the shop down the road.
Unbelievably worthy winner of this prestigious awards.
And fitting recognition of all your achievements over the years.
Very happy because it's richly deserved.
Dad, congratulations. We are so proud of you. You really deserve it.
It could not happen to a nicer person, a better human being, and to somebody who so richly deserves it.
Folks, maybe before saying a few words about Glen, I call him the strong, silent type. You know, he achieves, he doesn't say a hell of a lot, but he gets things done. I need to mention that our kids grew up together virtually throughout the years. My son Tabang especially, Georgie and Pippa. Tabang was actually quite keen on Pippa, and it looked like it was building into something really good, you know, a good story. But he gave up when he found she was getting taller than him. So he turned his attention to Georgie, but Georgie was getting even taller. But I suspect they still communicate through the social media network, you know, these kids, because they always know about what's happening to, you know, to the other kids somewhere, especially with the group CEOs and the kids. But hey, this is about Glen. Well, Glen Marques, you know, is currently CEO of Myriad Programming, and that's responsible for content negotiation and purchasing in our video entertainment segment. For the past 2 decades, he's demonstrated incredible commitment to MultiChoice as a group. And as a respected member of its leadership team, his balanced input is always appreciated, Glen. After an undergraduate degree in journalism at Rose University, Glen qualified and practiced as an attorney before gaining valuable experience at the IBA, the Independent Broadcasting Authority then. This was the precursor to ICASA, the current communication sector regulator. Then he joined SuperSport 20 years ago. I think this is betraying our respective ages, Glen. And he pioneered its investments in professional sports teams, including the decorated SuperSport United. Later, as Chief Operating Officer, Glen secured rights that boosted SuperSport's popularity and influence in African sports broadcasting. And as Chief Executive of Mnet from 2000 to 2008, he took the company into the multi-channel world by launching the series and movie channels, and set Mnet up to become Africa's favorite local storyteller by launching CakeNet, as well as Channel O, Africa Magic channels, etc. And he went on to recognize the Nollywood opportunity. Quite early, he guided Mnet's first local productions in Nigeria. And today, we actually currently broadcast in 3 Nigerian languages, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. Is it? Igbo. He guided Mnet's first local productions, and he also introduced the popular Big Brother show and the Idols franchises. After a year in Silicon Valley with MediaZone, an early-stage online business in the group so many years ago, he returned to South Africa as CEO of Myriad Programming, which he currently is, and he expanded the mandate of Myriad Programming. His negotiation skills in a highly competitive environment have helped Myriad adjust to weakening local currencies. in our African markets by managing costs. I think this actually underplays he's a very dogged negotiator, like a pit bull with a bone. But it has done wonders for the group, and we were amazed to see him bring down those savings, and hence, I think that's what made us look up and actually want to thank him for it. Glen, I guess he epitomizes the qualities that we look for when we are awarding the Phil Weber Prize. You're a truly deserving winner, Glen. So I think that with that, I'd like to just hand you your prize, your accolade.
Thank you very much, Nola. Watching that video reminded me that I never really did like reality TV. But anyway, thanks very much. It's in many ways a very unexpected and in many ways undeserved honor. Thank you, and special thanks to the Naspers board and in particular Koos for your support and Bob. And then also, it's very great to see Kobus and Steve Pasek again, and then not to forget Mr. Frostly. Thank you for all the support you gave me over the years. I really appreciate that. I've been very, very lucky because ever since I can remember, I've wanted to work in the media industry, and I was able and have been able to work in this industry in what, as Bob said, is the most exciting time it's ever been for the past 20 years, and I've been very, very lucky to be able to do so. Thank you. I'll be very brief, as Nola said, and I want to just acknowledge a couple of people who are here today who played, I think, a great part in the time that I've had with the group. And firstly, Russell McMillan, who's here today, who actually originally hired me in Supersport. And in his own words, he said he saved me from a life of drudgery. And for those of you who know Russell will know that's the longest sentence he's ever put together without an F word in it. So, Russell, thank you very much for not only expanding my vocabulary, but giving me that opportunity. Although, having seen what's happened in the last 20 years in this country, perhaps if I'd stayed in the public service, I would have made a lot more money. And then the other one is Imtiaz. I really want to, incidentally, Imtiaz is another Russell hire, so HR people take note, I think. So Imtiaz, who was also an exceptionally keen vocabulary student of Russell's, and your friendship and support over the years, and particularly in the more difficult times, has gone well beyond the call of duty. Thank you very much. And then also, the way Imtiaz has, I think, taken that unique culture that we had in Supersport in the early days and preserved it. The robust informality, I like to call it, has been fantastic. Thank you. And then Nolo, the other one. Thank you. I didn't even realize you were going to be saying anything today. Usually, always the wisest and coolest head in the room, even though he's a Liverpool supporter, and the only really true showman in the group. Thank you. And he can actually do a song and dance. And then finally, I think it's really special for me to have been able to bring my family here today. And in my case, that's the women in my life, the four of them. And to Sue and Jenny, thank you for your support. And my daughters, who are clearly better off in reality TV than I am. And to the extent that this award is in any way a measure of success, it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, and that is, they say that behind every successful man is an astonished woman. And in my case, there are four of them. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.